dude. Seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, I looked at that whole situation that happened between Faith, Sultana, and Jasonjae. This was before the pool party. I looked at that whole situation, and the only question that kept on ringing in my head was, why does everything with Sultana, why does everything get to resort to her panties? Like, what's in between her legs? Like, why? I mean, guys, I'm probably not putting it the right way, but this was how the question was ringing in my head. Like, why does everything has to resort to in between your legs, to your panties? Why? Why? How do you put a pack of cigarettes that people paid for, that people bought, how do you put that whole bag inside your pants? Seriously, inside your pants. Ha! Inside your pants. Ha! Have some shame, girl. Have some shame. The fuck? Inside your pants. I mean, guys, for those of you that missed out on what exactly happened, don't worry, I'm going to tell you all about it. I'm going to share every single detail. So make sure you watch this video to the end. Don't skip out on any part, all right? And, God, I would love to hear your thoughts. If you were in Faith's shoes, what would you have done? Because I looked at that whole situation, I told myself, nah, if it was me, there was no way I'm going to be touching that cigarette. Like, I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to touch that. But then I don't blame him. You know, it's his money. It's his sweat. And this is by virtue of the fact that his team worked really hard on their wager. So they won. And it is right to have what he ordered. You know, not Sultana trying to deprive him of it. And I'm referring to the cigarette sticks. But putting a bag of cigarettes in your pants. Oh God, oh God, I can't even deal. Anyways, here's what happened. According to Thelma, yeah, because you see, most of these things that happen in Big Brother's house, we do not get to see the beginning. Sometimes we do get to see the beginning. All right. So this time around, we did not really get to see the beginning, how everything happened. But according to Thelma, Big Brother had sent in their order for cigarettes yesterday. Yeah, yesterday before the pool party. Mind you, the housemates had received their food supplies on Monday as usual, so the cigarettes did not come with it. Yeah, I think according to Thelma, even the alcohol did not come with it. I think it was sometime maybe Tuesday, Wednesday that they got the alcohol, right? So the cigarettes arrived yesterday. Now, certain people had bought cigarettes, right? And so they had packed everything all together. Faith was supposed to get 20 sticks of cigarettes. Some persons are supposed to get 15, some persons are supposed to get 10. Imisi was making a case that she ordered for cigarettes, which is quite interesting because by the time they checked the list, she did not order for cigarettes. So the question was, why are you making a fuss when you know that you did not order for cigarettes, you did not pay for it? So somebody had to explain to her before she now piped down and said, oh, okay. And then she now focused her energy on the drinks. I've addressed the issue about the drinks on my previous video. If you missed out on it, please go ahead and check it out. Now, Faith was trying to get the cigarettes. And of course, tempers were flaring. Even Thelma herself was upset because from what Thelma said, she had actually handed over the cigarettes to Coin. Coin was supposed to hold on to those cigarettes for her. She was supposed to share the cigarettes by herself. So how the cigarettes went from Coin to Sultana is what she does not understand. I mean, it was just quite confusing for her, like from where to where. Coin, I gave these cigarettes to you. How did it get to Sultana's hand? Now, Faith, on the other hand, was trying to get his cigarettes, but it did not look like they wanted to give it to him. And the more he was demanding for his cigarettes, the more Rude Boy and Jasonjae were attacking him, like they were shouting at him like he had no right to be upset. So the guy was like, no, she put the cigarettes in her pants. Ask her, check her, you will see it there. She put it right there because she was trying to hoard it from everybody else. So it now became a case of Jasonjae and Rude Boy and Coin sort of trying to beg Sultana to release the cigarettes. And she was forming, you know, high and mighty. I'm not listening to anybody. I'm holding on to the cigarettes. And guys, the whole situation was just so weird. Because I'm thinking, hold on a second. What is your reason? What is your reason for holding on to the cigarettes? What is your reason? And guys, the bickering went on and on and on. And Faith was trying to explain himself. And you see, this is the problem with these housemates. Whenever it comes to Faith, the moment this guy opens his mouth, I mean, so long as it's not a sponsored task or the wager where they need his brain, where they need his mind, his mental acumen, so long as it's not any of those things, the moment Faith opens his mouth to talk, to explain himself, to give clarity to a situation, it's a problem, especially for Jasonjae. It's like Jasonjae inherited this resentment from Ortega towards Faith. Ortega was one of those people that just never really loved hearing Faith's voice. He doesn't want to hear Faith explain himself. He's always antagonizing Faith, you know, forming, oh, I am your big brother, I'm your elder brother. If I advise you, listen to my advice. But at the same time, you could tell that he just wanted to stifle this guy. He wanted this guy to just be mute all the time in the house. He seemed threatened by Faith's exposure. So now Ortega is no longer in the house. It seems like that resentment has been inherited by Jason. Because of Jason, he just does not like Faith. If he has the opportunity, he's going to evict Faith from the show, which is fine. Because at the end of the day, it's a game of elimination, right? And people would want to eliminate their strongest competition. And Jason sees Faith as the strongest competition in that house. So it's fine. No qualms about it. But it was quite weird when Faith was trying to explain that Sultana has that cigarette in her pant because she's acting like she does not have it. Check, you will see. Tell her to check. And Jason was kind of begging Sultana, like, guys, and Faith was trying to say, they were shutting him up. They were telling him to shut up. He was trying to explain. Rude Boy, everybody was trying to shut him up. They were shutting this guy up. The same old thing they normally do to Faith. So at some point, Sultana stood up. They were still trying to explain to her. And even Thelma, I mean, guys, there was so much chaos. Even Thelma too was talking a lot. That Coin, I need you to get those cigarettes now from Sultana and give it to me. I will share it myself. And then Thelma was telling Faith, Faith, let me handle this. I'll handle it myself. You get your cigarettes. Now, Faith was still upset. And so he was trying to be patient, but Sultana now started this new thing. She stood up and said, oh, my pin just fell on the floor. I must find my pin before I release any cigarette to any mother effer. And everybody around there, they were quiet. It was as if they were afraid of Sultana. And then all of them, the guys, they now started checking the floor. They were now looking for Sultana's pin. Pin! They were looking for a pin. I don't even know what the pin looks like. But that was a pin that she used to hold her turban or whatever the F that was. But they now had to start looking for Sultana's pin. Even Coin too, they were looking for Sultana's pin. And Faith was like, no, this is wrong. This is wrong on all levels. Because guys, if he's the one that did it, all hell would have been let loose. And it was there that Jasonjae and Rude Boy, they just attacked him at the same time. It's okay now, guy, you're making us. And the guy was like, why are you shouting at me? And Faith was like, yes, I'm shouting because you're acting like a bitch. I say, whoa. Faith is acting like a bitch. But it's okay for Sultana to put a pack of cigarettes, like a whole bag of cigarettes, in her panties. Make it make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, that whole situation was so triggering. It was so triggering. Because during their wager rehearsals, when Faith is bursting up with ideas, when he's bringing a lot of ideas, when he's putting his team members through how they were going to give a killer presentation, how they were going to win the wager, you see how they are all acting like puppies and yes, master, yes, master, go, master. Like they're also eager to listen to him. They're also eager to learn at his feet. They're also eager to drink at the fountain of his knowledge. They literally, see, if he said, call me sir, they would literally call him sir because he's got the wager on lockdown. But when it came to anything else, it's like, you're nothing, shut up, don't talk, nothing. But anyways, so as far as to that whole thing still going on, Sultana went upstairs. But that she wants to go and remove the cigarettes from my pants, I don't know. But she went upstairs and Faith was like, this is wrong. Where is she going? And they were still, going head on with Faith. Like, oh, she's going to give you now. So it was more a scenario of Sultana was obviously wrong. She was doing the most. She was being excessive. But Jasonjae, of course, that's the person that sucks his microphone at night. So it can't be shouting at the person that sucks his microphone at night, right? So it was him just condoning it, giving her a pass, and in a way enabling it because it was Faith involved. Rude Boy, on the other hand, too, politician. He always wants to be politically correct. He doesn't want to be in anybody's bad books. But when it comes to Faith, he doesn't mind being in Faith's bad books. And then later going on to go and explain himself and then making peace. So the whole situation was really triggering, guys. It was just very annoying. Very annoying. But then later on, Faith got his cigarettes. And then Rude Boy was coming to try to explain to him that he's not like that. Faith was like, but you know that whole situation was deliberate. What Sultana did was quite deliberate. Jasonjae was there too. And he did not want to take accountability for anything. Instead, for him, it seemed like he was satisfied with the outcome. For Jasonjae, for any opportunity he has to try to belittle Faith, to try to shout him down, to try to call him names, he would gladly jump on such an opportunity. And it was just so shameful to see. But at the end of the day, it's all a game, right? That is what we say. It's all a game, so fine. These housemates have been encouraged to do the most, and so they are definitely serving us the most. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, it was not a good sight, especially on the part of Sultana. Because as I said, the question kept on ringing in my head that why is it that anytime there's something, with Sultana trying to be vindictive, it always has to resort to her pants. If it's not her removing her pants to pee in Dede's box, it's her now putting cigarettes in her pants. Question to all of you. Would you take that cigarette? Because guys, I won't. My OCD will not allow me. I will not. But anyways, that was what happened. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you all think about that whole situation? Let me know what you would have done if you were in Faith's shoes, all right? And let me know how you would have judged that whole matter, considering everybody's role in that situation. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.